Hey, I just wanted to do a quick video showcasing some cool stuff I bought recently and maybe what I think it's worth. And if you follow the channel, you know I'm a digital nomad or an antique nomad. My girlfriend's a digital nomad. And we're currently living in Western New York, and I've been hitting some auctions, yard sales, estate sales, and local antique malls. Let's see some of the cool stuff I bought.
So I just got this wallpaper pantry box at an estate sale. It's really rough. It was super cheap, only a couple bucks. I've already sold it. What was neat about it, newspaper inside, original newspaper, and you can figure out it's actually dated, and we know it's from Dunkirk, New York. Kind of cool thing. Like I said, a little rough, but that was neat. Got this cane at an antique mall in Ohio passing through. It's got a nice surface. I got two people that like canes, but I like it about it. Got that little fish there. Probably not a great cane, you know, retail somewhere between $75 to maybe $100, but nice early, late 1800s, early 1900s. Nice surface to it though. Bought this mask off of Instagram from a dealer I know. Really neat thing. I think it has a great look to it. What really sold it to me was the fact that in the back it's got the person's name, and you got all that newspaper, and I was looking at it and I was like, I bet I can figure out the date. And it does. It's got the volume number of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, so you can figure out, I think it's 1936 off the top of my head, I forget now, but 1936, so you know the date, you know the woman's name, there's a piece of paper in there with an address from Indiana, Pennsylvania, so you know where she's from. Really neat thing. I would see the retail, something like this might be somewhere between 50 to 150. I don't know. It's got a really neat, like, sort of modern art look to it. I love it. Same estate sale as the pantry box. I bought this boot scraper. Kind of just the common form of it. Nice surface. I only bought it because I just recently bought this one out of a house in Ohio, which I love. Love this one. Very primitive. Just has a neat look to it. I was thinking of putting together a grouping, but I'm really tempted to keep this one, to be honest with you. Only paid $10 for this one. I don't know what these things are worth, but maybe as a grouping, I think it would be really neat. Same sale. This was an estate sale in New York. I didn't get there before it opened. I did see the sign-up sheet. They had 25 people signed up. I got there 15 minutes after it opened, so I have no idea how many people got in between the 9 o'clock and 9:15 that weren't on the sign-up sheet, but probably not that many. It seemed like everyone got there early. This one, I just love it. Love the form of it. It's got these like pinwheels as the home base, Parcheesi board. It does have home scratched in there in the center. Has a big split, obviously. Backside has the checkerboard. I don't know. Love these game boards. Early 1900s. I could see a game board like this retailing somewhere between, I don't know, 200 to 350. It has a really nice surface and just a really neat form, and the pinwheels are really cool. Bought this at a local auction to make here in Western New York. What I loved about this is I've had a lot of these trench art things. People at the auction keep calling it tramp art, but it's actually trench art made from shells. They call them trench art because they think the soldiers made them in the trenches. Most of them were made after the war with the discarded materials, and local people made them, sold them to tourists because touring the battlefields was a thing. This is cool because this one has a great surface to it. Not sure people always care so much about the surface. I tend to avoid, I think the more common shells are worth $50, right? 50 to 75. I tend to avoid buying those because more often than not, they're always 40 and up. If I could buy them for 20, I probably would, but it's hard to buy a trench art shell for $20. But if I could, I would. But like I said, I try to go after unusual ones. I want ones that are either super patriotic or super folky. I think this one actually fits the bill both ways. Like I said, it's a nice surface. I paid $310 plus the 10% buyer's premium. Comps on the Lady Liberty shells are between, I don't know, a little over $300 to about $500. I paid higher than the lower end comps for this one, but honestly, it's much better than the lower end comps. So I think this is as good as some of the ones that are bringing close to 500 or more. So ultimately, I'll be working kind of close because of what I paid, but I do really like it. Got these at a local yard sale, tin retablos. both have the writing on it. That one is easier to read and it's translated. This one you can't really, it's there, but you can't really see it too well. What I liked about these is they're actually legit. You look at the back, you can see that's an old piece of tin. There's a lot of these on eBay. You gotta be really careful. A lot of them, they're just new. They're brand new. Some of them are dated. A lot of them are dated like 1940s. They're brand freaking new. We see those are old pieces of tin. They have the oxidation in the back. You also see some on eBay, the backs look brand new, but some have like a rust to them, but that rust is fake. It's like an orangish glow rush. It's the same rust, orangish rust. It's the same rust that you see on signs that are made in India that people try to age and then sell as old. But yeah, you gotta watch out for some of those on eBay. A lot of them are fake, but you look at the comps, you can see these legit earlier ones do sell for hundreds of dollars. But I bought these pretty cheap. I sold them cheap enough to a dealer that they can then sell them for the hundreds of dollars and also make pretty good money. So I think we'll both be happy with these. But I really loved the folky nature of these. Typically I avoid religious items, but I do love them if they're super folky or sort of like creepy or scary in a way. And of course some tenets of Christian faith can be very scary, thinking more Revelations type stuff. So one of my buys was this partial Coke sign. Now this is an early Coke sign. This would be a really nice sign complete. As you see, not remotely close to being complete, but has probably the most important part, which is the bottle. The bottle was really cool. So, or most of the bottle. This I paid $20 for. I don't know. I think even like a sign collector would buy this at a profit from that. But if you could sell this to someone who sees it as sort of like art or like industrial art, pop art, someone who kind of like Americana might not be opposed to having part of a sign, I could see this pushing somewhere between $50 to $100 retail. Paid $3 for this. Grabbed it. It was dark. I thought it was. Didn't really look at it too closely, but it's part of a box. Still kind of cool. Manna shoes for boys. Again, something you can sell to someone who wants to hang that on the wall sort of as art. It's interesting. Same estate sale. Had two of these. This one's really rough. Both of them are a little bit damaged, but cool little hand-painted signs. Gravel for sale. Didn't pay a whole lot for these. $4 total, I think. I could see these as being like, I don't know, at least $50 for the pair. Kind of neat things. Bought these. This is a Farm Bureau sign. You can see just enough Empire State. I'm going to just add that to a pile of signs and advertising I'm taking to auction. Probably the same idea with the for sale sign. But for sale sign, I actually had to take this down. This was in the garage. They had priced it, but it was still, they never took it off the wall. So I had to go find a screwdriver for sale. Phillips head screwdriver, and take this off the wall. Pretty cool thing. Right on chalk there, what is for sale. I would think, I only paid $2 for this. I would think this would have a retail value of $20 to $30 maybe. Cool sign, I guess, for one of those signs, but certainly worth 15, 20 bucks. So well worth buying for two, but I'm probably just gonna add that to a pile of stuff going to auction. But this guy's a yard sale. Paid more than I would have liked to have, but I had to give $35 for him. I think he'd be really cool with maybe a face cut out there, but definitely looks like a man. Supposedly came out of a local furniture factory. Kind of a cool thing. Stands up. Sort of, you could definitely brace it. They're hollow because they're allegedly for the sawdust to be vented out of this furniture factory, but I think he's pretty cool. I don't know, paid $35 for him. See in the right setting him being 125. I could see in the wrong setting him being 20. So we shall see. Final recent buy, really cool sign, early wood sign. Bought this at the estate sale I went to a couple weeks ago. I got there late too. I was not one of the first. I was probably more like 40th, 50th through the door. This was still laying around. It was one of the few things I saw in the photos I really liked. I don't like estate sales. It's I don't like they're getting early. I don't like waiting in line. I don't like getting there and like standing around in the mad rush to get in. So sometimes I just don't go when they open. I go 20 minutes after they open, and lo and behold, sometimes you get lucky and the stuff you want is still there. Really cool sign, early, great surface. If this were a Delaware sign, it would be worth $500 to $1,000 pretty easily.
maybe more depending upon the towns listed. It's a Western New York sign. Maybe it's only worth $200 to $300, but it is a nice earlier transportation sign.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to follow my nomadic antiques journey, please hit like and subscribe. Peace.